easily seen as creepy things, like black beetles crawling over each other. And this is in the first 5 minutes of the movie, so no spoilers, but like you see an ear that has been separated from its owner just hanging out moldy in a field. And so he's centering you in sort of the disgustingness and that back and forth between, he's obsessed with duality that comes across in Twin Peaks, but also comes across like very clearly in Blue Velvet.
Well, we're hearing from lots of our listeners about Blue Velvet, which takes place in North Carolina. That's where it's set. Emails, one memorable moment for me from Blue Velvet is Dennis Hopper telling Kyle's character not to be a good neighbor, adding, "I'll send you a love letter straight from my heart." The pure menace of that guy comes through in the tone of his voice. Really scary to me, as was that whole scene. And Tony emails, Blue Velvet was one of the most fascinating movies I've ever seen years ago. I'm 62. With cell phones and social media dominating the minds of the next generation, it was always difficult to get my then 30-year-old son to sit and watch a movie without him back and forthing from phone to TV. Well, it only took about 10 minutes into the movie for him to realize he was watching something truly unique and amazing. Now, in 1990, David Lynch introduced the world to Agent Dale Cooper and the residents of Twin Peaks.
Diane, 7:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks, 5 miles south of the Canadian border, 12 miles west of the state line. I've never seen so many trees in my life.
The Twin Peaks was co-written by Mark Frost, and the first season aired in 1990. It's about the murder of a high school student, Laura Palmer, played by Cheryl Lee, and it's set in a fictional town, Twin Peaks, Washington. FBI agent Dale Cooper, played by Kyle MacLachlan, is tasked with solving the mystery.
Is a detective show, and that loses all semblance to any other things. So yeah, there's an FBI agent who's trying to find a killer, but that's just kind of a scaffolding. I think what sets Twin Peaks apart is what he does in front of that scaffolding. So the actual structure of the show is totally fresh, and it's not just that it has surreal cinematography, the melodramatic tone, or all the great oddball local characters. It seems like when the FBI agent, played by Kyle MacLachlan, has a dream involving time travel, this one-armed being of some sort, and then the dwarf in the red business suit. So what he's doing is everything you think you're going to get in the genre is going to be upended. And I think the same is true with Blue Velvet. The use of Roy Orbison's music in that film is extraordinary. And there are needle drops in all sorts of films, but rarely is there a marriage between a musical artist and a filmmaker style that works as well. Obviously, a lot of films have song cues. Roy Orbison in Blue Velvet is unique in how David Lynch uses it, and I think the same is true of Twin Peaks. He's working within the confines of a familiar genre, but he's exploiting it from inside.
Matt, where do you see in Twin Peaks David Lynch's work around character development and understanding the sort of inner workings of his characters?
Well, he appreciated he appreciated characters in a different kind of way than most of the people who teach screenwriting and so-called good screenwriting. What's often thought of as good screenwriting in Hollywood is that which serves the plot, driving the plot forward. Like ideally, a lot of folks will tell you that the best kind of dialogue is revealing or detailing the psychology of the character, but at the same time advancing the plot or providing some kind of context for the plot. Lynch didn't seem to believe in that at all. There's exposition, there's story being delivered in his dialogue, but a lot of times you just get to see these characters existing, just being, with all of their contradictions and eccentricities. And that little audio snippet that we just heard of, that's the first appearance of Agent Dale Cooper, played by Kyle MacLachlan, in Twin Peaks. And what preceded it was, I believe, nearly half an hour of just showing us the effect of one death on this town.